Okay, so I'm going to be playing as a nation, which I don't think anyone was expecting me to play. Like, there's all these other nations, some really great nations, a couple of terrorists to begin with, such as the Holy Romans. And, oh, you might think, oh, I might want to play as the nation I'm from, Scotland. Not right now. No, not right now. Like, oh, what about Sicily, since that's for the Brutii? That's the sort of area that the Brutii were in. No, these are things I thought about. Ooh, France. France could be interesting. No, I'm not going to be playing France. Not right now. Oh, but what about Portugal? It's not Portugal, but it's near Portugal. You weren't going to expect this one. I am playing as the one nation you're never going to expect me playing because nobody expects it. Spain. Any man who is born in the Iberian Peninsula would call himself a Spaniard. So when King Alfonso VI declared himself the Emperor of all Spain 3 years ago, it was a truly bold claim. After all, not since the times of the Western Roman Empire has one noble court truly ruled the peninsula unopposed. Currently, the Moors hold southern Iberia quite tightly, and Portugal's declaration of independence really proves Alfonso wrong. However, Alfonso has managed to become the King of Leon, Castile and Galicia all at once, so there is definitely more to his claim than well boasts. Now that the petty differences of the Christian courts have been abolished, the Reconquista looks like it may finally become reality. Alfonso VI is the first sovereign to truly find himself in a position to actually drive the Muslims back into Northern Africa. The first moves of the King of Spain are obvious, but beyond Iberia, there is far less certainty. The King of France may be cowering in Paris to avoid facing other French noble brother barons, but crossing the Pyrenees to take his southern fiefdoms is more likely to unify his people than split their loyalties. Unless the new Spanish royalty are willing to embark on such a dangerous campaign, they must look to the sea to find less daunting borders to cross. The Spaniards have always shown an affinity for the water, and make fine seafarers. Who knows? Perhaps the great empires of the future will be forged at sea, rather than on dry land. If so, the people who mastered this art of war first would inherit the earth. I'm gonna play medium guilty. No bad on camera. Just like Room to War the seconds for long. Yeah, it's either hold 50 patients limited in Moors in Portugal or hold 45 patients including the Holy Land, Jerusalem. Retake the Holy Land. There's supposed to be can go on crusades. That is really fun. And now we see the strengths. Excellent naval units, light infantry and cavalry. The weakness of the fact that we lack heavy infantry and spears in the early period. So we're gonna have a slow start, but we're gonna be really good later on.
Spain is a land divided. Enduring the conquest of the Moors for many centuries has left a bitter taste with her people, who fight for liberation in the name of God and King. The Reconquista is fought daily. Years of mistrust and infighting has left Spain directionless. Unfortunately, the Moorish occupation of the Iberian Peninsula is still not enough to unite rival nobles. In times as dark and seemingly hopeless as these, the survival of the Spanish rests solely on the shoulders of those willing to go above and beyond the call of duty. Heroes must rise so that Spain can be free and united once more.
Oh yes. And now I'm getting into medieval to Total War. is a bit different. I haven't really played as Spain, I must stress this. So this is a bit new to me. I haven't got that much experience with Medieval 2 apart from recently. But yes, Spain. We've got Prince Rodrigo here. Increase the tax rate. Oh yeah. So now in Medieval 2 we have different types of settlements. We get like the towns and cities, and then we also get castles, fortresses, citadels, and we cannot change the tax rate. Basically, castles and stuff are where we would want to train our main units, at least for the most part. And one other thing, we cannot exchange retinues in Medieval 2, unlike Rome, which is a shame. We also have new units, as you may see. We have a couple of Spanish princesses.
Your Majesty? Yes?
And a
My lord.
Spanish cardinal, which is a priest essentially, but they're a slightly better priest. So we can see all its areas are certain amount Catholic. We got like Muslim land down here, where the Moors are, who are Spanish Muslims, I guess. And we are going to kick them out of Spain. We're amazing people, aren't we?
Traveling with God. Continuing tomorrow, my
A
lord.
cardinal is like a special priest that gets into like a college and can actually be posted to be the pope later on in the game.
Where to, sire?
So yeah, we still got our spy. There are some interesting things with spies that we might see later on. But first, we want to see who we are going to be going at next. Not next. To begin with, where we will be expanding to, and it's two settlements here. We got Zaragoza, which is a town, so I think we might go for that first, and then Valencia. Oh, yeah, I think we might want to go for Zaragoza first instead of a wooden castle.
Yes?
With an actual general in it. Whenever we have more generals instead of family members. Now, if we look on the family tree, it's much smaller than it was before. It's not many. We got basically our king and our prince, and that's it, along with two princesses. Now we can
Hello,
either
Your Highness.
decide to marry our princesses off for new family members, or we could use them as diplomats.
Yes?
Though we will pretty much end up
Very well.
marrying them off at some point.
On my way. Very well. Royalty means its rest, my lord.
But instead of diplomats, we can use princesses for now. Diplomats are still a thing, but of course, princesses are useful. You know, I want to go.
I shall stop here for the night.
Stop Spain.
Hello, Your Highness.
I mean Portugal. So, go into sound options. Speech is a bit high. Actually, I want to fix these so that they're on a round number.
Happily, my lord. Royalty means its rest, my lord.
That should do. Let's have a look at Zaragoza. They have crossbow militia. That's one thing that Medieval 2 brings, because it's that from later period, we now have crossbows that we can use. Archers are still in the game, and they're still useful. But crossbowmen are very good as well. You can see I've got peasant archers there. I'm pushing up the longbowmen in England, which are really good. So, in Leon, let's start off by build some dirt roads. Just dirt roads. Oh, do you want it? And we'll just build dirt roads for the first turn. Money is pretty tight in this compared to
Your will.
what Rome can be. Let's build a watchtower here though,
Yes, Lord.
so we
Building
can
a
see
watchtower.
what's happening in here. Let's... Yeah, so it doesn't need all these troops here. We
Orders.
can bring...
Move out. Orders.
Zaragoza's got 4 troops in it,
March.
so we don't want to send
Yes, Lord. Yes.
too
Bringing
much.
our troops together.
So, crossbow master, oh yeah, javelin men. They're a lot rarer in this. So I think there's more here in sort of Iberia.
Your Majesty.
We get free upkeep units in towns and stuff, which I believe are any militia troops that you can train. And you can see, if you look on the wooden wall, all settlements do actually get a wall when they upgrade now, instead of you having to build it separately. And we can get free upkeep units. So we might as well train another unit of spear militia. Are you actually spearmen? I think you are, because you got a bonus in cavalry. And let's also train a merchant, because merchants are really good. They can pay for your army in that time if you manage to train it properly. And, well, I guess this isn't the best place for trades. Like over here in the east, it's amazing, of course. Byzantine Empire, you get so much
Yes?
money from trade.
God's self.
And I think Hungary is actually pretty good for trading as well. So I was getting lots of florins. It's called this instead of denarii.
Orders.
And yeah, in the castle we don't actually get any free upkeep, which is a shame.
Orders.
Let's
Yes. Move
send
out.
the town militia. Yeah, town militia going out would be useful to garrison Zaragoza. So
Your will.
can you train them? I don't even think you can train the town militia. It's not going to be very beneficial to send them out, but
Orders. My lord.
we'll send a couple out anyway.
Yes?